the Tuesday before Hugo came in, I brought all the department heads together, and we sat there collectively and laid out what we were the plan, what we were going to do, what the fire chief's going to do. Okay, one of the things he was going to do is go out and buy all the axes and chainsaws he could get a hold of, because we were going to be cutting trees the next day. Public Works doing the same sort of thing. And so we laid out a plan for everything. We were going to move the Public Works. We did move it up to Danny Jones, because that was subject to flooding over there. And we kept all the firemen in the firehouses. We put some Public Works people with trucks in firehouses. So had everybody there with equipment to hit the road at daylight cutting trees. So we at the end of the first day, we could travel all over North Charleston. They may have to go the wrong way on a one-way street or the wrong way on a dual lane or things like that. But we could get around the city. We could respond to an emergency at the end of the first day. We only missed picking up garbage one day. The day after the storm came through, Friday, we didn't pick up garbage. But Monday, we ran a garbage route. And this is how it happened. Greg Varner, who now handles the solid waste program for the county, he was our Public Works director. And Greg came to me Monday afternoon, and this tells you something about the kind of people that work. He came to me and said, Mayor, I believe we're going to be able to run a garbage route Monday. Now, I'd never thought of that. I'd never thought of that. He can't stop that. He said, I said, Greg, that's great, because let me tell you, having those garbage trucks out is going to be a lot psychological. People in this town, they're accustomed to seeing that garbage route truck out there. If they see that truck out there, they're going to think things are pretty good. We're not so bad as we may think we are. And then Sunday he came back to me and he said, Mayor, I hope people will be able to run that garbage tomorrow. I said, oh, you can. Yes, you can. I know you can. It won't be perfect, but you're going to be out there and they don't expect you to be out there. They're going to be surprised, but happy to see. People's freezers are going out. Food is spoiling. We could get into a very serious health problem if that stuff is left out there too long. So it's terribly important, but psychologically it was important. And so the day after the storm, Friday, our firemen, our Public Works people that we had kept in, we kept all the policemen in, double shift everybody. And but when our people were cutting in, our citizens were cutting out. I never knew we had so many chainsaws in North Charleston. But they were working in and we were working out. But it was a cooperative thing all the way. And I think, and you never, it's so much debris you can't imagine how much it was. And every time I thought we had the streets clear in the area, and the weekend would come, they'd pile it out of the backyard. They'd clean up the backyard and bring it out. We had to put a logging crew in Park Circle to get the trees out of Park Circle. Big pine trees just busted off about 20 feet in the air. But that was a busy time. I didn't get electricity for 3 weeks. No, 2 weeks, I guess. 2 weeks. But we got electricity at City Hall the following Tuesday. They hit hospitals and public buildings, things like that. And so we had our full complement. We had some employees coming in over the weekend, but just kind of key people. But Monday we had a few more come in. And then Tuesday we got electricity, so everybody was working by Wednesday. We moved recreation into the City Hall because Park Circle building was pretty well blown away. And this is another thing. I wouldn't have thought of this. But our financier, Harley Henderson, who was our finance director, he made an arrangement with our bank to go get cash money. A bundle of money so he could pay off our people. Because you could write checks, but nobody could cancel them. Because you could cash them. The banks were closed. ATMs didn't work. So Harley used his noodle and he went and got a trunk full of money and we paid off in cash. And that's just the kind of people that I had, They were always willing to put their shoulder to the wheel and think of ways to do things, not think of ways not to do them. Monday, after the FEMA went through, I went over to Davis and Floyd, who are the engineers of the city. I got them first. And they did our FEMA, because I said, when I realized what we've got to do, I went to the FEMA meetings. 2 things we did that worked out well for us. Brady Hare was my administrative assistant, and he was with me. We went to the first FEMA meeting and got a feeling for what we had to do. And first, one of the things, they said, we can't deal with everybody. We're going to have one person to contact. I said, Brady, you're it. I had to get the council appointed. It had to be official appointment. Get the council appointed him to that position. I said, Brady, if anybody comes to you for anything else, send them to me. This is your job. You don't do nothing else with that. And he did a fantastic job. We got Davis employed them, and they hit the road. Because you had to survey all the damages, every building, every park, every playground, the streets, the sidewalks, everything. You had to survey and work out reports. So we got Davis employed to do that. So when the FEMA people came in, this is another thing that made us look good. The FEMA people came in, we had a nice little packet for them, a book with pictures, drawings, estimates on every project. Just hand it to them, they'd sign off. Our people did a super job. We did the best job in Hugo. I mean, they really did a job, and I was grateful to them for it. You know, they made everybody look good, including me.